We want you to realize that you are the creator of your own reality and that you get to choose what you are giving your attention to. And the more choices you make that feel good when you make them, the clearer your flow.
You are actually blocking your manifestations by what you focus on. To fix it, let go of what you don't want. Stop focusing on the worst case scenario. The minute you stop focusing on and thinking about what you don't want, the doors open for what you do want. It's easier to focus on what you don't want because your brain has been accustomed to the pattern.
If you enter the state of poverty, you have to experience poverty. If you go into any state and remain in that state, you're going to drink it to the very last drop. You don't have to remain in it if you know it's a state. If you don't know it's a state, you identify yourself with the state and think that you're it.
90% of all the work to bring about your desires in 3D is actually being done by your subconscious mind. So you have to renew your mind daily. You have to reprogram your subconscious mind by thinking only about what you want, what you desire.
The most powerful instrument in the universe is the subconscious mind. The conscious mind is only 10%. And the thing is that everything that goes into the subconscious that causes the problem comes from the conscious.
So use that 10% to focus only on what you want, and it has to come to you as an experience. Most people are trained to only focus on lack, like, why don't I have this? Why is this not working? Why can't I have this? Why am I always this? And what do they get more of? That. That's because your subconscious mind has no choice but to interact with that field. So focus only on what you want, but the key is without attachment. The conscious mind is what is called in Genesis the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And it says don't eat from that tree. It says go to Eden at the east, at the right side.
Giving 10% of your money is not what is intended. This is what's intended. That 10% is you. That's the mind. That's the desires. That's the anger. That's the guilt. That's the fear. The 90% is over here, the right hemisphere, which is the creative side. And what's said, I want you to give this. I want you to shut this down, and I'll give you that. In other words, you give me that 10%, and I'll give you that which is your life. And that's why Jesus says, cast your net to the right side, and you'll find life.
You have to train your mind to think about only what you do want. Remember, we live on frequency and vibrations. We live in an attraction-based universe. What we give, we get. The world taught us to focus on the problem to fix it. You're not going to fix your problem if you focus on it. You will only create more problems to come in. As Albert Einstein said, we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Why do you think the Matrix bombards us with more of what we don't want? Like fear and negativity and everything and anything bad happening. It makes us focus on every worst case scenario. That's the power they can't take away from you, what to focus on and what not to focus on. So focus only on what you want.